Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 12 and compare it against the Google Pixel 7a and see which specific phone is a better one for you. Now, both these phones, they're not the same price tag, but they're kind of within $100 to each other. The Pixel 7a is a brand new budget phone, mid-tier phone, $500 from Google. The iPhone 12 was a 2020 kind of like upper tier phone, and now it's being sold for $599. So let's go and see how both these compare. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off side by side, you can definitely tell that there are some key differences between both. The iPhone 12 on the front has a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, and it's an overall pretty good panel. I've always felt like this screen was pretty decent. These new wallpapers too look very, very good. You can see we do have the notch up top, which isn't a big deal, I would say, for a 2020 phone. But nowadays, when we are getting mid-tier phones that look like this, and this one definitely looks a little bit more dated, if you know what I mean. Now, you still have a pretty decent amount of bezel on it, definitely not ugly looking. It's a very good feeling phone. Looks very good still too, and for almost a 3-year-old phone, I think it's aging quite well. Now, with the Pixel 7a on the other hand, this is a 2023 phone that just came out like a week ago. I think it looks pretty good. You are also getting a 6.1-inch OLED display on this device, so it's definitely not the craziest highest resolution 1080p here. This one is slightly higher than 1080p, but the thing with the Pixel 7a is that it is a 90 Hz panel, so it does kind of feel like it is smoother overall as it should be over the iPhone 12. So that is a really cool thing that we're getting on this phone. Not only are we getting like maybe a little bit less bezel, we're getting a hole punch display here. We're getting a 90 Hz panel, and it's a cheaper phone than what the iPhone 12 was when it first retailed, which is pretty insane. So I definitely would say the thumbs up goes to the Pixel 7a, but I think that iPhone 12 still looks very nice as well. Now, from the thinness and thickness factor and the rest of the body, they're both kind of, the iPhone 12 is, I feel like, a thinner phone than the Pixel 7a. You're also getting a bigger camera bump overall in the 7a than the iPhone 12. That's kind of one thing to keep in mind. You're still getting SIM card trays on almost the same side with both these phones, which is nice. On the bottom, a Lightning port on the iPhone 12, USB-C port on the bottom of the Pixel 7a, which is always nice. And on the back, this is actually fascinating. So the Pixel 7a actually has a plastic back on the back of that phone. And it's funny because it doesn't really, it feels definitely a little bit like, the more I feel it, the more it kind of feels more like a plastic back. But I don't know, I've always felt like the Pixel 6a and the 7a had a glass back, but that's pretty crazy that that's the case. You're getting a dual camera setup on the back of both of these phones, which I think is pretty nice. You're getting wireless charging on the back of both of these as well, IP certification on both these phones as well. And overall, I would definitely say the outside of these phones gets a thumbs up from me. It could have been way worse in my opinion between both of them, and I will say there's a lot more similarities. The Pixel 7a looks like a better phone in some ways over the iPhone 12, but I still think like a phone like the iPhone 12 still holds up very well. You're still even getting that MagSafe capability here, which is pretty insane on the iPhone 12. The 7a I think looks visually better in some ways too, so that kind of covers it up there. Now, in terms of the software and the longevity, I actually don't know which one's going to last longer. I would probably say that the iPhone 12 is going to be the phone that's, I feel like these things are going to end up around the same time. There's probably going to be like 3 or 4 more years of software updates between both of them. So I think that's a cool thing. I don't know, again, which one is going to be the longer lasting one between them. If I had to argue, maybe the Pixel 7a and the iPhone 12 will end up around the same time, but there's a chance where the 7a may actually end up, I don't even think it's going to outlast the iPhone 12, to be honest. Like, I feel like it's going to be a pretty close experience between both of them, if I'm being real. So in terms of that, that kind of covers it up there as well. Now let's go ahead and do a speed comparison between both these devices. The Pixel 7a has that Tensor G2 chipset inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM, where the iPhone 12 has that Apple A14 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go and see which one's the faster one between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background, so let us get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, phone 12 is faster. App stores 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this could be a few things. I think maybe because I opened up the Play Store a little bit earlier today on the Pixel 7a, maybe that's why it was significantly faster. The loading speeds, definitely the Pixel 7a was faster. I don't know what's going on with the iPhone 12, why it's not loading here. I'll definitely say the Pixel 7a probably won that one, to be honest. Camera 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go and take a photo. This one's on night mode, this one isn't, so we'll just kind of let this one breathe. Let's go into photos, 3, 2, 1. The Pixel 7a is slightly faster, and we have some of these third-party applications we can test out. Let's try Genshin Impact, 3, 2, 1. Now this is a pretty big game, so we'll just wait until it loads into the main panel. I say that every single time. And the thing with Genshin Impact is that there are tailoring graphics, so you can lower the graphics profiles if you want to. And I think with the iPhone 12, yeah, this one was the faster one there. The Pixel 7a a little bit slower. Take it as you will, but that's kind of, I think, a bigger thing to kind of think about. Tempo run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now this game is not anything super insane. We've already played this game 1,000 times. I'm going to hover around to see if there's any big panels we have to kind of scroll out of. Now here, it was downloading a lot longer on this device than on the 7a. So to say that the iPhone 12, I don't want to keep making excuses for this one, but to say the iPhone 12 was so much slower, I don't know if that's the case. You can also see they're using the Android like 3.0, like still font, which is so funny. So going out of here, we can do some more. Let's do Snapchat 3, 2, 1. Okay. Pixel 7a, I think, was the faster one there. Netflix 3, 2, 1. Okay, the iPhone 12 actually faster there. Was not expecting that. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. It's weird I still use this game. I've never played this game before. Okay, Pixel 7a is faster. iPhone 12 a little bit behind. Hopping out of here. Let's go into Snake versus Blocks. 3, 2, 1. The iPhone 12 was faster here over the Pixel 7a. Let's go into Dropbox, which don't have stack. 3, 2, 1. Okay, the 7a is faster. So definitely, I don't know which one is the faster one between all of them. I think they all have done a pretty decent job. And it's surprising that the Pixel 7a was slower in some ways than the iPhone 12. I was expecting the iPhone 12 to be slower in each way, but I guess not. So take it as you will, but that's kind of how both these compare from that standpoint. Now, moving on to the camera side of things, the good thing about the Pixel 7a and the iPhone 12 is they are kind of similar in the camera department. So they both have a dual camera setup, a wide angle camera and an ultra wide camera. And the thing with these cameras is that you are able to go ahead and pretty much, utilize a wide and ultra wide lens, which is nice. 4K 60 on the back of both of them. 4K 60 on the front of the iPhone 12. The Pixel 7a has 4K at 30, which I think is pretty nice. Now with the iPhone 12 camera, it's a pretty good camera. I think it's still a decent lens for the most part. You are getting 0.5x zoom on the outside, and you're getting 5x zoom zooming in. You're still maintaining video mode, slow mode, time-lapse, portrait mode as well. So not a lot of crazy modes here. But with applications like Snapchat and TikTok and those ones, these types of cameras always hold up well on the iPhone side than on the Pixels and more the Android side. So keep that in mind. But still a very decent camera that you're getting on something like the iPhone 12. Now on the Pixel 7a, I think this is also a very decent camera for what you're getting compared to the iPhone 12. But it's not like a crazy significantly better camera than any other Android phone. Like I would say the Galaxy S21 has a better camera than this thing. So you are still getting a 0.5x zoom here, but you're getting 8x zoom. So you're getting not significantly, you're getting a little bit more zoom from the Pixel 7a than on the iPhone 12. It's all basically digital because there's not an actual telephoto lens here. You're getting portrait video, long exposure, night sight, and I meant to say portrait photo and not portrait video as far as I can tell. You're getting video mode and you're getting some 3 other modes here too. So I think this is great whenever they bring in more modes. It's awesome. But I'll definitely say the camera on the iPhone 12 might be a little bit better here and there than the 7a. But I think the 7a's camera is still very good as well. So to kind of sum up this video, what I'll tell you is I definitely do think that the Pixel 7a is a very good phone. I think it's not a good phone for the price tag, but I think it's good, and that's kind of one thing to keep in mind. So it definitely would not be the first phone that I would recommend people to buy, but I think in this day and age, it handles things okay, and if you have the money, go for it, but I wouldn't even recommend buying this one. I'd recommend buying a Pixel 7. That might make a little bit more sense. The iPhone 12, I think, is still a very good phone. Like, this is still a very good device, and I like it a lot. And this might be the one I would recommend probably a majority of people. Like, if you have the money, go for this one in the used market. I would not buy probably either of these phones in the brand new market, to be honest. I'd recommend just buying a used iPhone 12 or a used Pixel 7. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.